Yeah.
Right. And which quotes am I going to take that support my position? So it's every bit as janky, if you will, as the ones who think it's a living, breathing document. And at some point you do have to treat it like the traffic code. If it says that if you were born here and subject to the jurisdiction of it, what does that mean? And just how creative can you get to get around that? And if you're gonna create such a massive upheaval based on such finite and creative language, that's where the Supreme Court's like, we'll pass.
And that would be the difference, because if you go only by the letter of the law, if you go by the interpretation, the original interpretation of the Constitution, women wouldn't be voting today, right?
Keep going. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, and others, other people would not be eligible to vote as well. Slavery. There were so many different things that we grew past. But for years, foes of abortion had said that it was constitutionally a reach, and that is different than, I would think, than birthright citizenship.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but I'm going to confuse everybody. It's the same thing, but it's the polar opposite, right?
Yeah.
It would be on one end just sort of the max of living, breathing document. On the other end, you're talking about the text and what the folks meant when they drafted it. The biggest problem. I mean, there's a lot of problems that the administration has here with this. Not the least of which is, when you're going to go back and say, well, this is what they really meant in the 1800s, and then there's an opinion from the 1800s that says you're wrong.
Right.
I mean, and it's a hard one. And not only that, don't put it past the Supreme Court to completely sidestep it and say, well, we don't think that we're not going to decide on birthright citizenship. We just don't think an executive order could do it either way. They could say some weird thing like that.
Yeah. Any other big cases?
Why, yes, there are. There's a couple more. You've got, can Trump fire administrative agency heads, which, those, we've had a lot of temporary injunctions and restraining orders on the Fed chairs and things like that. So you've got that thing coming up. I suspect Trump actually may get his way on that. So that's another big one. And then you've got another one on what's called TPS, temporary protected status. That's people who come here illegally, but then if they ever got sent home, would be put in a little hut or a mud hut or executed or something. And so we don't, that's a temporary protected status. They're in permanent legal limbo, and so we'll see about that. And there's a lot of folks who are actually in that category, which is there's about 600,000 people who probably are hitting reload on their computer every minute on that one.
Wow. All right. A lot of interesting stuff. And you're thinking sometime between now and the end of the week, maybe more so tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they're going to issue a handful of things tomorrow. They like to keep us in suspense. They're like Netflix. They want to be like, oh, we're going to release, or Taylor Swift, we're going to release this at midnight, or no, we're not, so yeah, it's going to be like
that. Interesting stuff. As always, we appreciate it. Jeremy Rosenthal, you have a great rest of the week, and we'll do this again. Thank you. Duck.
All right. Put ice on that toe.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, boy, what a shot that was. All right, thank you. Jeremy Rosenthal with the Rosenthal Report.
This 4th of July, celebrate your freedom from cracked, worn-out driveways with J&L Paving and Seal Coating. For a limited time, save 20% on all new driveway installations now through July 11th. Whether you're upgrading your home's curb appeal or replacing an aging driveway, J&L Paving and Seal Coating delivers quality workmanship built to handle central New York weather year-round. Call J&L Paving and Seal Coating today at 315-537-0048 or visit jlpavingandsealcoating.com. J&L Paving and Seal Coating. Quality paving, lasting results.
Fox Sports Update. The FIFA World Cup.
Of Monday's 3 fixtures, 2 ended in shootouts with penalty kicks.
Yes! Morocco win and football wins. The team that came to play tonight are the team that are advancing. They deserve every minute of that match right there. Well done to Morocco.
On Fox TV, Morocco beat the Netherlands on penalty kicks 3-2. Morocco advanced to play Canada Saturday.
A few have been in this position for Paraguay. Germany out of the World Cup.
On Fox TV, Paraguay moves on. Germany's first World Cup loss on penalty kicks. Brazil advanced past Japan in regulation 2-1. I'm Jared Max.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. You can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Spain is currently trading at over 17% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $580 if they win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TURF to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Dewar's mowing season is here with Spring Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. Right now, you can get gas-like power with the Ryobi 40-volt push mower for just $329. With a runtime of nearly an hour, it's the perfect mower to tackle your half-acre lawn without a trip to the gas station. Just push and mow. Your grass won't wait, so buy it online and pick it up in-store to get out there sooner. Get gas-like power this spring with the Ryobi 40-volt push mower, just $329 during Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Complex of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the northwest. Actually may try to get us here this morning. It's going to weaken a bit as it comes across Lake Ontario, but still a chance of a few showers, maybe a thunder shower. Still may have a few showers, thunder showers in the heat and humidity this afternoon. Low 90s will feel close to the upper 90s with a heat advisory. Tomorrow going to be even hotter, mid-90s, heat index 100 to 105 with some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We have sunshine and 64 currently.
We're the only country that has a nationwide hot dog eating contest. A hot dog is the worst thing you can put in the human body. They've done studies that every hot dog you eat takes 30 minutes off of your life. That should be a national emergency. Does it stop us? Hell no. Instead, we have a contest and put it on ESPN on the 4th of July to shine a light on the best and brightest of us all. We feed them to our children at the barbecue. We yell, you get off that trampoline, put out your cigarette, and eat this hot dog. But who cares, right? 30 minutes off your life. You know, it's not like it comes off tonight. You know what I mean? It's not like you eat the hot dog today and you lose it this evening. No, it's at the end, when it's weird, it's scary. So you're telling me with every hot dog I eat, I have 30 minutes less of staring at a wall in a nursing home? Waiting for a stranger to change me? Sounds to me like hot dogs are a superfood.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and bam!
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, it's going to be another hot one today, and I don't know, I kind of like it. Actually, I thought it was going to yesterday actually end up being, I mean, it was hot. There's no doubt about it. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was going to be hotter yesterday than it actually ended up being.
It's supposed to be warmer later this week.
Yeah, so tomorrow's when the real the 90 degree plus weather begins to come in, so they say. So
the street.
But don't get me wrong, we're going to be, what did he say, upper 80s today.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not going to be hot.
So does that mean that your pool water will be very, very warm too? Or
I had someone, I spoke to somebody yesterday who said they were away for 2 weeks. They came home and had done nothing to their pool. It was crystal clear and 82 degrees without doing anything. So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's
save
nice.
a little money there. Now, your air conditioning, however, if you're gonna spend your money on air conditioning, we're gonna get a feel for some extra dollars to National Grid over the course of the next few days. Tanya Power's coming up in a few minutes. Cindy Rogers is. She's an Oneida County legislator, and she wants to discuss Blackman Corners and that accident that occurred there, which is pretty bad. She says that she had asked for a stoplight to be put there, right?
Yep, 5 years ago.
And they deemed it to be not necessary. So, obviously, after this really bad accident, it seems like it was necessary.
Yeah,
or let's take another look at it. But we'll speak with her this morning, and then we'll get the DOT on about it. Dr. Ken Hall, formerly, of course, with MVHS, and WIN is on today. John Leip is the winner in the 119th Assembly seat Democratic primary. He'll be facing off against Gentile, and we'll speak to Leip here this morning. And gubernatorial candidate Bruce Blakeman is on, who, by the way, just endorsed Anthony Constantino.
Yeah, yesterday he did.
In the congressional race. I guess I can just hit this right here. I normally don't, but Manaski, you ready?
Yes, sir.
I'll just hit it. It's amazing what happens when a finger comes in contact with a button. Here is Manaski with an update here at 6:36.
When they come in contact and they work.
And they work, yeah, nice.
We have sunshine, 64 degrees. Good morning, Bill. It is 6:36. Questions surrounding the status of the U.S.-Iran talks as President Trump posting on Truth Social that Iran had requested a meeting today in Qatar following the latest round of back-and-forth attacks in the region. Iran's foreign ministry was quick to deny that any such talks were planned and has said it's sending a delegation to Doha to discuss the unfreezing of the Iranian funds.
And I don't know what that means for gas prices nationwide, but we're still well over $4 a gallon.
I think $4.14 was the average for Central New York yesterday.
Okay. All right.
Aftershocks from the devastating earthquake in Venezuela are complicating rescue efforts. Officials continue to comb through the rubble and collapsed buildings to search for thousands who remain missing and trapped as the death toll has risen to more than 1,700. The Supreme Court poised to make major headlines today. The High Court is set to hand down rulings on major cases including birthright citizenship and transgender athlete bans. The U.S. Department of Ag is confirming 26 cases of New World screwworm in Texas. The infestations are concentrated in counties in the southwestern part of that state. The parasite poses a threat to the state's cattle industry, which generates $41 billion a year. And the Medicare pilot plan will now cover most prescribed GLP-1s. The Medicare GLP-1 Bridge program launched on July 1st and participates in must-meet certain criteria like height and weight. Copay is $50 per month, and it is a 30-day supply. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 6:38.
Complex of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the northwest. Actually may try to get us here this morning. It's going to weaken a bit as it comes across Lake Ontario, but still a chance of a few showers, maybe a thunder shower. Still may have a few showers, thunder showers, in the heat and humidity this afternoon. Low 90s will feel close to the upper 90s with a heat advisory. Tomorrow going to be even hotter, mid-90s, heat index 100 to 105 with some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, sunshine
Little
and
Falls
64,
Lumber has
Bill.
everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors, available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Doers, mowing season is here. With Spring Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. Right now, you can get gas-like power with the Ryobi 40-volt push mower for just $329. With a runtime of nearly an hour, it's the perfect mower to tackle your half-acre lawn without a trip to the gas station. Just push and mow. Your grass won't wait, so buy it online and pick it up in store to get out there sooner. Get gas-like power this spring with the Ryobi 40-volt push mower, just $329 during Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I don't know what was going on, what kind of a message they say. What is when the moon is colorful? I don't know the saying, Davey.
Don't
Sailor's
look at me.
The delight. The moon is red. Sailor.
That sounds like an overnight problem with
Sailors,
George Norrie.
When the moon is red, sailor is dead. I forget what the saying is.
Maybe Jeff knows it.
All I know is he'll know. He knows all these old cliches. When the moon is orange, what rhymes with orange?
I think if it's there's
when
a
the moon
sailor's
is bright,
delight,
get ready to fight.
And there's a sailor's fright.
When the moon is
It
gray.
doesn't have to do with the moon. It's about the sunset.
Oh, yeah. Well, then what am I going to talk about when it comes to the moon last night? It was beautiful.
Red sky at night.
Red sky at night, the sailors will delight. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Cat sleeps on its head. That means somebody's going to be dead. Remember that one?
I do.
Or it meant it was going to rain. One or the other. It was either going to rain or somebody was going to die. All of those sayings. Anyway, the moon last night was like beautiful orange.
And huge, by the way.
And large, yeah. I don't know.
It was Jackie Gleason in my backyard.
I think the other day it was a strawberry moon or something like that. My wife was saying. But for at least for last night, it was quite orange and large and quite beautiful. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So you wonder what it looks like. We're back at on the Iranian front. Right. It looks like we're back at some sort of a ceasefire and negotiations.
Right, where we've been 55 times before.
So I was listening to Kilmeade yesterday, and he's saying, Iran, it just knows exactly what they're doing. They'll keep this thing going, and he's saying they're keeping it going because of the midterms, because they want to elect Democrats so that they get a better deal. Trump is still going to be president. I don't know what he's talking about. So there will be no deal if
you've got Trump derangement
just because
syndrome,
if the House and the Senate,
it's Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, there will be no deal. I don't know what he was saying, but I will tell you that I think that for the weakness of the country, that's what this is about. They feel, and they're not alone, that the longer this goes on, the more it is bad for the nation.
Okay, so I agree there.
But don't think that they're doing this on their own. I really feel like North Korea and Russia are playing a pretty big role in assisting.
Well, so to some extent, Russia does kind of have its hands full in Ukraine still.
Well, they
correct?
do.
Right.
They do. But the more the U.S. is tied up in this that never seems to end, I mean, truly, Trump wants out of it and has wanted out of it for quite some time. But the longer this thing goes on, the uglier it is for us. And I think they're just trying to keep it going. But I think they get help from, whether it be weaponry or whatever, they're getting help from North Korea and Russia.
And included in that, you mentioned weaponry, but also strategically where the United States is located, right? So there's been reports of GPS tracking or data on ships and other airplane activity of the United States that they are sharing with Iran. Look,
you mean sharing military intelligence, and
correct.
and beyond that, I do believe, and beyond that is the longer that the Hormuz is disrupted, the more it puts pain on our allies, and the more our allies are frustrated with the. So it's a whole. I feel like it's all they're playing games. The other thing they're doing, and by the way, it doesn't matter because they don't care if their people get killed, right? It's like, all right, well, we're going to lose another 1,000 people before this is over. We'll replace them. But I also I just it is a different mentality.
You talking about Iran?
Iran, yeah, just a different mentality. And so the longer they keep this going for us, the more difficult they feel that it is going to be.
So this is not a Trump derangement thing, but I am somewhere in between the Obama plan of we pay them to not seek nuclear ambitions, to not fulfill nuclear ambitions.
Well, remember the payment was money that was embargoed, money that which is what the president even said. President Trump even said, well, it's really their money. I'm not sure we see it that way, but that's where that money is coming from.
There's optics and perception to all of this. And then somewhere in between, Trump continually saying, they're begging for a deal, they're dying to make a deal. But in reality, you look at it objectively, and the United States wants to make a deal to end this, and Iran is like,
get out of it. Yeah.
We'll wait.
We'll wait it out.
Yeah, we'll wait.
And
that's fine.
And now the president is saying that no money will go to Iran. So they're back to the drawing table. I don't know where the whole thing goes. Today is Tuesday. As I mentioned, we have a couple of primary winners on today. In the assembly seat for the 119th, the Democrat, John Leip, is on. It's only the second time we've spoken with him. We'll do that later on. And we also have a New York gubernatorial candidate, Republican Bruce Blakeman, will be on with an update on his campaign and the issues that he's talking about, and the latest polling from Siena, and of course, he endorsed Anthony Constantino. There are other primaries that are happening around the country. For instance, in Colorado, there is a primary today. Tanya J. Powers, the great Tanya J. Powers, on the line right now. Tanya, good morning.
Good morning.
I do have to say before we get going.
Yeah, can you talk about the dream?
Yeah. My wife
He's
woke
been dreaming about you, Tanya.
I haven't.
What?
My wife woke up. No, this is even crazier. My wife woke up Sunday morning and said, I had the craziest dream. I was working for this company, and I just started. I'm reading while she's a teacher. She's now working for a company. I was working for this company, and my boss came to me and said, I got to tell you, good news. Tanya Powers has her eye on you. She's really impressed. Now, Tanya Powers, that's you, Tanya. You ran the company. You were like the CEO. And then she said, it gets even weirder. I saw my daughter, our daughter, and she was also working for this company and said, Mom, you're not going to believe it. Tanya Powers has her eye on me.
Well, I mean,
I swear this is all true. All of it is true.
I I had the same dream, so tell her
Okay.
that the reason that that people have their eye on her is because she has such good taste in spending time with you,
Well,
and that is clearly what this is all about.
Let's turn this into a positive. I like it. I like it. Just to know, you're being dreamed about out there, so it is what it is. All right, Colorado primaries. What are we looking at here today out west in Colorado?
There's there's three races I'm watching. One is the Colorado House District 1, where the incumbent, Diana DeGette, the Democratic incumbent, faces a primary challenge from a Democratic socialist. DeGette has had that seat since about 1997. Just turns out that is about the same time that her challenger was born. This is
crazy.
One of those things that is also, it kind of correlates to what's going on in the Senate race there. The Democratic incumbent, John Hickenlooper, is 74. He's being primary challenged from the left by a 43-year-old state senator. This is another couple of examples of the moderate versus progressive candidate face-off stuff we've seen becoming more common in the Democratic races. We've already seen it in the Republican races for some time. Incumbents getting challenged from the right. Yeah. This is now happening more and more on the Democratic side. The other thing is that, the generational change sort of wave we're seeing in the Democratic politics as well. So that is a couple of things sort of along the same lines, that Democratic and Senate primary races in Colorado. The other one I'm watching, which I think is going to be really interesting, Democratic Governor Jared Polis is term limited. Senator Michael Bennett, who represents Colorado, is running for that seat. He's got a pretty strong primary opponent, the Attorney General Phil Weiser. Now, if Bennett manages to win this primary, he said he would have to appoint a senator to replace him, basically. And he's already said, speaking of that generational change kind of thread, he's already said he would pick a Democrat younger than 50 and older than 30, which is the age you have to be to serve in the Senate. Yeah. That is the only hint he has given as to who he would pick. The only person he says he would not pick is Jared Polis. There are some folks who are still pretty sore about the governor commuting the former county clerk Tina Peters' prison sentence. They're still a little sore about that. So he has already said, this guy won't be it. But he has made mention of the fact that he would pick someone younger to serve. So basically, people who go vote for Bennett are also voting for a younger senator that would serve until I think 2029.
So big on the Democrat side. Anything big that Trump has his eye on?
I'm not sure about Trump, but I can tell you that for governor, the Republicans do have some candidates running in that primary. One of those is a prime ministry leader that's backed by Lauren Boebert. There's also a state representative and state senator in that governor's primary as well. On the Senate side, the Republican state senator Mark Baisley is running unopposed in his primary. That's the one versus the John Hickenlooper versus the 43-year-old state senator Julie Gonzalez in that one as well. So there is for the Colorado House district, there's a Republican running unopposed in that primary, but it is a pretty solidly blue district. So just to kind of give you some context there.
All right, quite interesting, and very much like New York. In Colorado, your cities tend to be quite liberal, and as you get into the more rural areas, into the mountains, it's extremely conservative. Sounds a little like New York City versus upstate New York, I guess. So, a little bit. And it's similar. Yeah. So, okay, Tanya, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Sure, thank you.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. I thought that this was kind of interesting. We were in Dubrovnik last year. Dubrovnik is how they say, and it might be one of the most beautiful places you have ever seen in your life.
I've never heard of it. Where is it?
It is in Bosnia.
Oh, on your cruise?
Yes.
Okay.
We were there. And we were there for a whole day.
Like, is this a hamlet outside of Clinton or something?
Yes, we were in Dubrovnik, New York.
Yes.
And it's just south of Boonville and just north of Barneveld. So it's one of the, it's in a little pocket. You've got Holland Patton to your left, and Dubrovnik's right in between there.
couple farm stands and a gas station.
Just these unbelievable. Now, they were destroyed. You know, we have so many Bosnians here during the war. They were just destroyed.
Right.
And all of this was a part of the Soviet Union at one point, blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff. Nonetheless, I bring this up because an American reporter on ABC 7 in L.A., was trying to, this World Cup stuff can get a little, there are some countries that you might never have seen or known to exist before. And in this case, the reporter was very, very apologetic because she said, I have no idea where Bosnia is on the map. So.
Okay.
The next round, Team USA will play Bosnia next Wednesday. And one thing about Bosnia, I could not point out where it is on a map. I don't know the first thing about Bosnia, and I don't want to know. That's because Team USA, we're back, we're better than ever. That's next Wednesday. Get prepared, Bosnia, because you don't want it. You don't want it like that.
Anyway, okay. It's we, of course, have a far greater influence when it comes to Bosnia because of the population that lives here, and of course they fled war, and they also went through some terrible, huge damage, but also they went through terrible fires, and it destroyed their they big with winemaking, and it destroyed their grapevines and everything, and but it is recovered tremendously, and it's really quite. If you ever get a chance to go there, it's pretty amazing. Although we did go to this place that was along a river, and they were making this Bosnian traditional bread, and it was so good. And you just put olive oil on it, and it was so. The bakers were up there in this old stone building, old looking, very old. And I went up and I said, I got to tell him that was really, really good. And I'm like, the bread was good.
Right.
And the guy just looked at me and shook his head.
The louder you say it, the more it translates.
Apparently.
The bread, it was good.
I said the bread.
It was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I just think that he had no interest in speaking to an American tourist.
Right.
Gotta say.
He's there doing that every day.
Yeah.
He could care less what you think of the bread.
I don't care what you think. What you don't know is I spit in it. That's probably what he was
and what always
thinking through the whole thing.
Helps with translation, too, is if you talk louder and if you slow down.
Yes.
If you slow down, people who don't speak English automatically pick it up if you say it slower.
Slower and louder.
Stop at the stoplight.
I don't know if you saw this in Washington State, the huge explosion which took out, I think, like 3 houses. Today everybody has a Ring camera, so you get to see these things actually happen.
Right.
And the video is out. They're saying, and I don't know how this would happen, but he had a whole bunch of, or I say he or she, had a whole bunch of fireworks. So we're all, my wife's, why would he have that much? So much explosives? And my guess is they're probably, I don't know what the laws are in Washington State, probably very similar to ours, where the real fireworks are illegal. Right. And this is probably somebody who's selling them.
Yeah.
And has a big supply and ready to get rid of them. Anyway.
Black market looking to unload.
Yeah. Well, the explosion, they say, was caused by fireworks, and they believe it was a cigarette that the person was smoking that may have ignited the fireworks. Here is the fire chief in that neighborhood explaining what went down.
I believe it was a significant amount. Initial estimates were probably in the 700-pound range. I believe this individual was buying fireworks for an event that they were doing.
He had just had some pallets lifted, and he said he got a deal on them, and then he stored them.
Estimation right now is some smoking materials were around the fireworks in question.
Some smoking. So
why are you looking at me?
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to be partaking in fireworks this weekend, you might want to put out the cigarette.
Yeah, an improperly discarded cigarette has been to blame for many fires, and I guess some fireworks explosions as well.
A school resource officer in Phoenix wanted to let kids go for the first time ever to the movie theater. 144 middle school students. He bought tickets for all of the kids to go to the movies.
Why isn't that in the school budget?
Well,
why is he doing it?
I don't know why that would be in the school budget, but he did it, and everybody went to the movies, and here he's talking about it.
Some of them live in a different life than most of us would comprehend. They just haven't seen a lot of good things with their own eyes.
So the only thing that I would say to him is get in there and see the movies now, because movie theaters probably will be gone in 10 years unless they reinvent themselves, because the numbers at movie theaters are way down.
Yeah, they need to evolve.
Got to evolve and do something. We have news coming up next.
This 4th of July, celebrate your freedom from cracked, worn-out driveways with J&L Paving and Seal Coating. For a limited time, save 20% on all new driveway installations now through July 11th. Whether you're upgrading your home's curb appeal or replacing an aging driveway, J&L Paving and Seal Coating delivers quality workmanship built to handle central New York weather year-round. Don't wait. This special ends July 11th. Call J&L Paving and Seal Coating today at 315-537-0048 or visit jlpavingandsealcoating.com. J&L Paving and Seal Coating. Quality paving, lasting results.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica. From the WB Tate Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
2 U.S. special envoys have arrived. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner in Qatar for indirect talks with Iran that President Trump says will be perhaps important, perhaps not, following recent flare-ups of fighting after the deal was signed to extend the ceasefire.
And it's really very simple. It's the denuclearization of Iran. We don't want them to have a nuclear weapon.
Iranian officials have indicated that no direct talks will take place between the United States and Iran while in Doha, but did confirm that a delegation will be traveling to Qatar. The 60-day window is meant to iron out the details of Iran's nuclear program and keep the Strait of Hormuz open. President Trump has indicated he reserves both military and diplomatic options after that time period. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian posted to X saying mutual understanding is a two-way street. If the American side adheres to the agreement, we will also fulfill our commitments.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. The Supreme Court has just 4 cases left to decide this term, and we'll get the rulings this morning, including a challenge to the Trump order trying to prevent children born to people here illegally from becoming U.S. citizens.
It follows yesterday's Supreme Court ruling that election officials may count mail-in ballots arriving after Election Day if they were postmarked beforehand. And it's a setback for President Trump, who took to Truth Social, writing, quote, "It is more important than ever to pass the Save America Act," writing, "All voters must show photo ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship. No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel."
Fox's Alex Hogan. It's going to be a really hot day for millions of Americans. Heat warnings, advisories from Louisiana up to Wisconsin over to Maine. In Nashville, it could feel like 110 degrees. And emergency management captain Mike Russell says for those they encounter with heat exhaustion,
they'll be sweating profusely, lightheaded. We try to get them to a cool place. We got some frozen bottles of water we can give them. They can hold up on their neck.
The search for survivors continues in the earthquake rubble in Venezuela, where it's up to at least 1,700 people dead. America's listening to Fox News.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 national premium data.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
There were scares in the air over New York City yesterday. A helicopter nearly collided with a remote-controlled plane. The pilot reported it was a big one that he nearly hit while flying from JFK Airport to Manhattan, and not far away from that.
Just as a JetBlue flight was preparing to land near New York's JFK Airport.
We are clear to land.
The pilot tells an air traffic controller about the recent collision.
We collided with a drone back there in the turn.
In audio from liveatc.net, adding that the drone hit them right above the cockpit at around 3,000 feet.
If you require any assistance, you just continue to the runway.
Affirmative. We don't need any assistance. We're just going to go ahead and land.
JetBlue says all passengers deplaned normally, and the airline found no evidence of a collision, but an investigation continues. Drones are typically allowed to fly below 400 feet, but the FAA restricts airspace around airports and public events. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the Dow closed at a record high above 52,000 for the first time. A lot of drama at soccer's World Cup.
A pair of games going to penalty shootouts at the FIFA World Cup Monday. Four-time World Cup champion Germany has been eliminated following a stunning defeat against Paraguay.
A few have been in this position for Paraguay.
The call on Fox, Paraguay with a 4-3 win as Germany suffer its first ever loss in penalties at the World Cup. The Netherlands are also going home after falling to Morocco 3-2 in penalties. It's the earliest ever World Cup exit for the Dutch. And in the other World Cup game earlier in the day, Brazil scored a goal in the 96th minute against Japan to win it 2-1. Tony Genualdo, Fox News.
There are three more matches today in the round of 32. Norway versus the Ivory Coast. France takes on Sweden. Then tonight it's Mexico against Ecuador. The U.S. plays tomorrow. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have some sunshine, 67 degrees at 7:05. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. This update brought to you by Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A motorcycle crash causing a portion of Route 49 in Rome to close for a short time yesterday. The crash happened yesterday afternoon on the ramp coming off Route 49 to East Dominic Street. A helicopter had to take one of the occupants of one of the vehicles, had to be airlifted from the scene. State police have not released information about the crash or the condition of the person who was airlifted. A water main break causing a temporary boil water advisory for several streets in the city of Oneida. The City of Oneida Water Department and Madison County Department of Health say the advisory was issued after a break at the intersection of Lenox Ave and Broad Street yesterday. The advisory affects Lenox Ave between South Willow Street and Main Street, Washington Ave between South Willow and Main, West Streets between Washington and Ferrier Avenue, and other streets as well. Officials say the advisory is expected to last for 3 days while water samples are tested. Utica police charging 3 people after a graduation ceremony at the Adirondack Bank Center. Security staff immediately intervened and attempted to physically detain the primary combatants in the situation. However, the altercation continued as aggressors and staff were on the ground. Police say other parties and in the crowd began to kick and strike them repeatedly. Ultimately, 3 people were charged with disorderly conduct. An 18-year-old male, a 19-year-old male, and police say 44-year-old Justin Phillips of Utica was charged with obstructing governmental administration. The investigation is ongoing to identify other individuals who were involved in the altercation, and police say if warranted, more charges could be coming. And several hundred Oneida County teens took their first step toward future careers at the Oneida County Summer Youth Employment Program's Work Readiness Day. This happened on Monday. The program provides youth ages 14 to 18 with real-world work experience. This year, approximately 450 kids will be placed at work sites around the county to beautify parks and recreation centers, plant community gardens, and help operate community programs serving children. One more story. Anthony Constantino getting a new endorsement in his bid to represent New York's 21st Congressional District. Constantino now has the backing of fellow Republican and current Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, who is running for governor. Blakeman in a battle of his own against Kathy Hochul. He says Constantino will bring common sense as well as business judgment to Congress. He's taking on Democrat Bruce Blakeman, and the winner will replace Elise Stefanik. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:09. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Complex of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the northwest. Actually may try to get us here this morning. It's going to weaken a bit as it comes across Lake Ontario, but still a chance of a few showers, maybe a thunder shower. Still may have a few showers, thunder showers in the heat and humidity this afternoon. Low 90s will feel close to the upper 90s with a heat advisory. Tomorrow going to be even hotter, mid-90s, heat index 100 to 105 with some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, sunshine in 67 at 7:09. From the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, let's see, the Yankees taken down by the Tigers last night, a final of 7-3. Ryan Weathers was tagged with the loss, allowing 5 runs, 2 earned on 7 hits and a walk. The Yankees losing streak up to 5 games now. They continue their 3-game series against the Tigers tonight. The Mets lose the opener in Toronto against the Blue Jays 2-1. Sean Manaea suffered the loss, allowing 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. The Mets have dropped 9 of their last 10. They continue that 3-game series north of the border tonight. Victor Hovland capturing another PGA Tour title, taking down Scotty Scheffler in a 1-hole playoff at the Travelers Championship. Hovland earned the victory after Scheffler failed to birdie the 18th hole. The 28-year-old improves to 2-0 in playoff rounds and now has 8 career wins on tour. And at the World Cup, Paraguay shocking Germany in a penalty shootout from Foxborough to make the round of 16. Morocco did the exact same to the Netherlands south of the border. Elsewhere, Brazil held off Japan 2-1. The round of 32 knockout stage continues with 3 more games tonight. Ivory Coast will take on Norway. France will battle Sweden. And let's see here, Mexico will kick off in front of their home crowd against Ecuador in the nightcap tonight. You watching any of the World Cup?
I watched a little bit of South Africa and Canada.
Oh, Smitty's got a sneeze. Hold on.
South Africa and Canada on Sunday, and I watched the U.S.'s last game. And I'm going to watch Wednesday night.
There is a lot of excitement, especially as it builds. Certainly as it gets to the smaller and smaller rounds. Bless you, by the way.
Thank you,
Smitty.
Thank you.
Right now, we have a sunshine, 67 degrees. Bill peeking in from your booth to make sure that you're not sneezing on his microphone. Bill, he turned away. Did he just sneeze on my No, he turned away. He turned away. Bill's not going to come in here until he disinfects now. It's 7:11 Tuesday morning on WIBX.
The 4th of July sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on our huge selection of brands. And remember, we beat any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. Hurry.
All right, everybody cares about health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, and so many of us are guessing our way through our health, guessing what foods to eat, what supplements to take, wondering why some things make us feel better than others. Now, that's where Viome comes in. It's a simple, at-home gut health test that uses advanced RNA technology. It analyzes your gut microbiome to understand how your body is truly functioning in this moment. And from there, Viome then creates a personalized food and supplement plan designed specifically for your body. Right, Linda? You've been doing this.
I have been doing it, and the test is easy. It's got great steps. It walks you right through. It's easy to do. You can send it right in.
Take the guesswork out of it. Get real data. Go to VIOME/Hannity. VIOME.com/Hannity today. And when you follow their plan, you can expect better digestion, more energy, improved mood. Stop guessing. Start knowing.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-885-2929. That's 800-885-2929. 800-885-2929.
Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States, and we've assembled a special commission to help organize events across our community. In the months ahead, we'll highlight why this is such a historic time for our region. From the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the turning point of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Oriskany. You'll learn about the people, events, and local impact that shaped our nation. Our goal is simple, to help you love the history where you live, right here in Oneida County.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Do you think people will be celebrating differently on 4th of July this weekend? Number one, it's falling on a Saturday. So that means Friday and Saturday at least will be party time. But do you think they'll be celebrating, like tomorrow night is Herkimer County's fireworks up at the Herkimer County Community College. So there'll be things going on all week long. A lot of people have this whole week off, by the way.
Well, what do you mean celebrating differently?
I don't
Celebrating
know,
more?
Bigger. Is it going to be bigger because it is the 250th?
Yes, I've got to get 2.5 times as drunk as I normally would.
That'll help.
I'm kidding, of course. But no, you're right. Like Herkimer, you mentioned Herkimer County's got their thing going on tonight, Friday and Saturday, and then the event at Sherrillbrook Park is happening on Sunday.
Yeah, and
so it's like there's something going on every day.
I didn't mean to diss what was happening at New Hartford, but if we all came together and had one big parade, one big fireworks display, wouldn't it be bigger and better?
I disagree. I'm pro consolidation, but in this particular aspect, I like the fact that I can sit on my mother's porch in East Utica and watch the fireworks.
I had pitched some time ago, and of course it would be us, but there'd be one morning radio show, only one,
just one.
It would be ours, and all the others would have to find another place, another time to do whatever it is they do.
Every break we'd play one country song, one rock song.
That's right. We'd keep everybody happy, just like the old days.
Right.
If you remember the old top 40, it used to be everything from John Denver to Foreigner to the Beatles. I mean, it was a little bit of everything. One thing that I want to bring in Dr. Hall here, and of course, Doc, I know your advice is going to be go out and have fun, but be safe. There are a lot of things people can do. You could blow your face off, your hand off. You could get into a DWI accident. You could kill someone. So there's a lot of stuff you should, take a deep breath and have a plan for the holiday weekend.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's exactly what you should do. I can tell you from having worked in emergency departments over the 4th of July, the tragedies that occur that I've seen have been beyond phenomenal. I will tell just one story, and that is of this was when I was working in Maine, and there was somebody who decided that he wanted to set off one of the Roman candle rockets by putting it on his head and lighting it.
High IQ guy. High IQ guy.
Well, I think we can top that, though. Can we?
Well, he did not survive. So
he didn't survive. Wow.
No, he did not.
Wow.
These are.
How did he attach it? How did he attach it from? Oh, please tell me it wasn't going up. Because if it was going up, the whatever comes out of the Roman candle goes down right in through his skull.
That's exactly correct.
Oh boy. Yeah, you got to be careful, and a lot of people have the legal ones. Even those are dangerous, but then a lot of people have the big ones, and those are well. Look what it did to that house in Washington. Literally blew up the whole house, and it kept exploding apparently. So be careful out there, and of course, a lot of celebrating going on. So just be careful. If you remember The Pit. The TV show, The Pit, the way that show, its entire season, like 10 episodes, every episode is another hour of a certain day, and the last season was July 4th.
Yeah.
And it was mayhem in the emergency room. So, all right, Doc, I did want to say you're also a really amazing photographer. I'm looking at a sunset. I believe that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I'm looking at dark clouds over a guy in a boat in the water, and moose. Just some beautiful photos that you take. You're a photographer.
Yeah, I since retiring from being a physician, that's now my vocation, and I'm really enjoying it. So those pictures, actually, I was in northern Maine on a photography workshop where we would go out, at 4:00 in the morning and at 7:00 at night in kayaks looking for moose, and
wow.
it was just a great time,
And those animals are, and if you go into the Adirondack Park, you're going to find them. They're just monstrous animals.
They are huge. Having seen some, fairly close, I will tell you that these are not animals that you want to tangle with.
Yeah, especially in the wild. Okay, and then I just wanted to ask you. Somebody asking a question about. In fact, it was Steve Cully was in here telling his story of how he solved his problem with gout. And if you could talk about that a little bit, causes, and of course treatments and things that you should do and probably need to do so the damage is not caused, I guess. Tell me about what you know.
Yeah, so gout is caused by a buildup of uric acid crystals in your joints. It tends to concentrate, at least a significant percentage. The majority of cases start in the major joint of your big toe, which is why one of the names for gout is podagra, which is I think it's either Greek or Latin. I think it's Latin for foot pain, and it is. There are a number of causes of it. The majority are, some can be from trauma that kind of sets it off. The majority are actually mostly from a genetic standpoint, so you are predisposed to it, and then there are aspects of your diet that increase the amount of uric acid that your body that your body makes, and then you have difficulty excreting it. Normally, it gets excreted through your kidneys. And so these crystals tend to coalesce, and again, they go into the joint. It is one of the most painful conditions that you can have. So diet is very important. Wine, especially red wine, if you are predisposed to gout, then red wine and red meat are the two things that you need to be aware to kind of modulate within your diet. I'm not saying you can't have it. I'm saying you just have to be careful about it. And then, once you have the condition, unfortunately, once you're actually, in a gout flare, really the most important thing is pain control, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen and naproxen are actually very good to control that. And then it's a matter of staying off of the joint, because the more pressure that you put on it with these crystals in it, the more damage causes to the joint, and then you can actually have secondary what's called osteoarthritis caused because of the ongoing damage. So, it's a matter of trying to, if you are predisposed to it, and you would know this because there's a history of gout in your family, then certainly watching what you're doing from a dietary standpoint, and then if you do have a flare, rest. Ice to kind of decrease some of the swelling, and the non-steroidals are really the best thing for it.
All right. And is it, we learned this during the Caitlin Conley trial, if you remember, colchicine. Isn't that is that a gout medicine, or is it the one President Trump said to use for COVID?
No, colchicine is a gout medicine.
Okay.
It is one that is used very sparingly. It is not the first line treatment, and the reason for that is because of some significant side effects for it.
Okay. So. All right, fair enough. And great photos, Doc. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very, very much. Everybody, please have a great day. Please be safe, and please stay cool, and look out for your neighbors. These next several days are going to be really bad.
With the heat, and we have Ann here in Rome who makes sure she puts out cold beverages and liquids for all of the delivery drivers and all that stuff. So, good thing to do. Doc, thanks so much. Have a great weekend, and don't blow your hand off.
Thanks, everybody. Okay. Have a great day.
Thanks so much. A couple of comments. This is by the way, one comment from yesterday was Lance in Lee saying, I just woke up and thought I was listening to the Delilah show. I don't know what he was referencing.
It was around 7:45 he was listening.
Oh, okay. Right. Number one, the fact that Lance and Lee knows what the Delilah show sounds like.
Delilah
is really telling to me, Lance. That's all I'm going to say there.
Yes.
And the fact that you have the luxury of sleeping till 8. It was 7:57. You said you just woke up. 8 o'clock in the morning. That's pretty good. So that's all I'll say about that, Lance. Mike this morning, and Manansky has some comments as well. Funny story about gout. There were two guys I was working with, and one of them said, I have the gout. The other guy says, well, that's the rich man's disease. And the guy with the gout says, no, I eat at Joe's. Okay. And then on the Iran war issue, we're talking about how the Iranians really just want to prolong this thing. Mike says the Iranian leadership does not have to worry about midterm elections. Trump does. The longer this drags closer, the closer we get to November. And that will be certainly a big part of that, because it also keeps prices up, and gas prices going up and down. Do you have anything?
What I don't have this morning is a comment from Ann on YouTube, and that's because she's in studio right now.
All right, Ann, what's your comment? Here's
Pull
your
it
chance.
Up real close.
I just want to say hello to my crew. I have my own crew
on YouTube.
Yeah.
You do.
Jaywick and Nick and Deeds and Steve. I'm going to get my report tomorrow, my biopsy.
Tomorrow is that.
Tomorrow's a big day, but no matter what it is, if they can treat it, I can beat it.
I agree with that, and you will.
Can we get Ann on camera, by the way? And I also noticed a different pronunciation there. We call him Jawick. You call them Jaywick. Are we saying
Jawick? No, you're right, Jawick. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Jawick.
Jawick this morning says Bill had to say something about Trump. He cannot help himself. What did I say about Trump?
I think you were talking about with Dr. Hall, the medicine that is it the one that he talked about, or was
remember he had that medicine that he wanted? He said it was going to stop COVID, and there was a big controversy about it. I don't think that was a gout medicine, though. I think the gout was colchicine. It's funny that gout, the medicine that prevents the pain from gout, also helps marijuana grow. Because if you remember, that's what they in the trial. That's what they said they were using the colchicine for, was because it helps pot grow.
And I think the other medicine you were thinking of is ivermectin.
Might have been, yeah, might have been. Or bleach, one or the other. Come on.
Yeah.
You got to remember that day when...
I do.
Well, some people
I do.
say, you put the bleach in. Good morning. And Ann, I'll let you do the introduction to Cindy here. And because this is really a tragic story.
That is one of the saddest things. And looking through, Cindy's been an advocate for this area. And when I heard about the accident, that was the
motorcycle accident.
The motorcycle accident on Blackman's Corners Road. And I thought, oh no, she's going to look at this and she's going to be all upset because she tried so hard to get a light there and it wasn't done.
Yeah.
And then when I heard they airlifted and they weren't going to airlift, they had it ready. Then when I heard that it was a fatality, it broke my heart even talking to her about it, because I know how she really was upset about the last time. It's like, how many more times does this have to happen?
Yeah.
And she really cares about the people of her district and cares about people in general. And I'm an advocate for her because she's helped me through everything.
Yeah. Well, you guys have helped each other through your own battles, right? Cindy Rogers is an Oneida County legislator. And Cynthia, this area, you felt quite some time ago that there should be a stoplight there.
Yes. We travel that road quite frequently.
Yeah.
And I was going to, they had Alden Vero that was killed 5 years ago. He was a friend of mine. I was just at church with him, and then he got killed on the way home. But even before that, I had requested a traffic study there because a lot of the people in the area felt it was unsafe.
Yeah.
So as a result of the traffic study, they put more signage up, and I have to give the town deserves a lot of credit. They also advocated and fought for this as well.
Is it a state decision?
Yes, it's a state count. That's a state route. So we really don't have any.
You can't just put a stop sign there.
No.
Or a stoplight. How did the accident happen? Was that a one motorcycle?
Yeah, it was one motorcycle and a pickup truck. I believe the pickup truck or the truck was turning onto 365. I'm not sure which direction. There's going to be an investigation, I'm sure. But you know what? It doesn't really matter whose fault.
Yeah.
Because if there was a traffic light there, good chance it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
What is the issue? Is it a blind corner? Is it trees? Like, what? Why is that a problematic intersection?
There's a number of issues. There's a median in the center. It's not wide enough. You have to, if you pull out, you say, oh, you look this way, traffic's clear. You pull out into the median, and you have to go at an angle for traffic to go by you on both sides.
Okay.
If there was more room in the median, that would help. But there's also limited vision, whether there's snowbanks in the median, whether there's weeds. There's a slight incline.
That incline is, and not to mention, I hate to say, but we have personal tragedy with a motorcycle and in our family, and it was very similar. The motorcycle is on the highway coming over a knoll, a blind spot, and the vehicle was pulling out and basically pulling out in front of the motorcycle. And there's something though about motorcycles that I don't know that it always triggers with the person when they look, and that's why you have all of these signs. Be aware of a motorcycle.
There's a good chance he didn't see him. There's a good chance he didn't see him. Whatever. But there's also the issue of speed. There's I have no idea how many traffic tickets or speeding tickets are, but there's a lot. And every time we go on 365, you're always seeing state police, sheriffs monitoring the traffic and issuing tickets. So I really honestly believe it needs a traffic light.
So, which would really, so you'd say the traffic light would be on all four corners? Yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
I know they are working.
It would slow down the traffic on 365.
Yeah, and they, I don't believe there's enough room for a roundabout, and now they're investing in the street lights and stuff. So I don't see that happening. I would just love to see more. I know they're I think they're putting in a blinking light of some sort.
Was the accident from 5 years ago also a motorcycle, or was that?
No, that was, I believe it was 2 cars.
So I would think that, and we'll speak with the DOT. We have her on quite often. And I do feel like after there's 2 accidents that are both fatal within 5 years, it's got to be enough to create some attention there.
I know, it just doesn't make sense to me because there's a traffic light on Spring Street.
Yeah.
That may be because of Bosie's school. I'm not sure. But we're only talking like maybe a little over a mile down the road. Why not put another? It just doesn't make sense to me that there's not one there.
Yeah. All right. So what are you asking? Are you officially going to request another investigation?
The town is, from what I understand, the town is requesting another investigation.
Okay.
But I'm definitely on the side of having a traffic light.
Yep.
I know a lot of other people are too. I'm not sure where we go from here, but we're gonna keep advocating for it.
All right. And that was you can look the story up. It was just a tragic fatality. So.
Yeah. It was it was actually on WKTV2, I believe, news. I was on 5 years ago, even requesting a traffic light there.
All right. All right. Well, it's official here. You put it on the record here anyway. So
thank
you. All right, guys. Thank you, and good luck tomorrow.
Good to see you.
And the two of you taking care of each other is awesome. So
thank you. Please remember your pets.
Yeah.
Over this hot spell coming up as well.
So she's not the only pet lover here?
Oh my gosh, I have 4.
Oh, okay.
And a cat. I have 4 little dogs and a cat.
So
we do. My husband and I.
I'm telling you, it's the black pavement.
Yes.
Very, very hot. And it's water, all of those things, very, very important. So, although I got to tell you something, my wife's cat just loves it when it's like 95 degrees.
My dog is the same way.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, lay in the sun.
They gotta they gotta have water. They gotta have all of those things, just like your mail carrier or your package carrier. So.
Yep, and I have Shih Tzus, so they have the mushed-in face.
Yeah.
Even more so for those breeds.
All right. All right, good stuff, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow, Ann. Quick break. We'll do news and then Manaski's free money question of the day. John Leip is the winner.
Am I paying today? I'm not paying today.
Manaski's news and
then Hobike free money question.
Hobike is free money question. Sorry. Thank you very much, guys. 119th Assembly Democratic primary. John Leip was the winner. He's now taking on. Why have I had a moment here?
Mike Gentile. And maybe.
Let me pretend that I haven't had a moment. He's taking on Mike Gentile.
Fusco as well.
And maybe Fusco. As of right now, I was given this word. As of right now. So the question is, Fusco loses, but he is on the conservative line. Will he actively campaign as a conservative? I have a message that says he is not officially made an announcement yet. What do you have?
I have a major announcement, or I have a word regarding the 21st Congressional District and maybe something going on there.
Really?
It's not official. The 21st Congressional District. I'll share it with you when we come back.
All right. Okay. Well, we have...
But not before.
We have Blakeman. We have Blakeman coming on, too, who's saying that he's endorsed Constantino.
Yes.
Are you saying...
Aside from that, a bigger story.
Okay, a bigger story.
For those, if you like the tea, if you like the political tea, stay tuned.
All right. And Hobike is free money. It's worth $250 today. Every day is $250 every single day. All right. And that'll be this morning coming up right after news, which is next.
The 4th of July sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on our huge selection of brands. And remember, we beat any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. Hurry.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
So Ryan and I came to the decision to get life insurance when I was pregnant with our first son. He really wanted us to be taken care of if something happened to him. He provided for our family in life and also after his death. I think that would make him proud. Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance. Apply in minutes and get same-day coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The universal truth of women's shoes, the cuter they are, the more they hurt.
You have to put your best foot forward, and if your best foot is an ugly shoe, oh my goodness.
Lisanne thought she had to choose between looking good and feeling good until she got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now I can wear the shoes that I've picked out because I like the way they look, not because they were comfortable.
Good Feet relieved her pain and her fashion dilemma. Stop by and try them for yourself. We're located in New Hartford on Commercial Drive across from Hobby Lobby.
Bill, we have sunshine already at 70 degrees. It is 7:39. The Supreme Court will be in the spotlight today as it hands down highly anticipated rulings in 2 landmark cases. The High Court is set to rule on a challenge to President Trump's executive order limiting birthright citizenship to children with at least one parent with citizenship or permanent legal status. The court is also weighing in on the legality of states banning transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's school sports. U.S. and Iran talks are reportedly still slated to take place today in Qatar. President Trump posting on Truth Social that Iran had requested a meeting following the latest round of military skirmishes in that region. Iran, however, denied that any substantial talks were planned for today, saying only that it was sending a delegation to discuss the unfreezing of Iranian funds. A mega heat dome is going to make things uncomfortable for millions on the eastern half of the United States this week, lasting well into the holiday weekend. Forecasters say the dome will expand and intensify by midweek. In cities including Philadelphia, New York, Washington, D.C., and others could see triple-digit heat. Progressive and Socialist Democrats hoping to continue their winning streak in Colorado primaries today. In the governor's primary, Democrat Senator Michael Bennet is facing off against the state's Attorney General Phil Weiser, who has positioned himself to the left of Bennet. In the Senate race, incumbent John Hickenlooper is in a tight race with Progressive State Senator Julie Gonzalez. And at the World Cup, a pair of favorites are out. Paraguay shocked Germany in a penalty shootout from Foxborough to make the round of 16, and Morocco ousted Netherlands south of the border. The round of 32 knockout stage continues today with 3 more games. Ivory Coast will take on Norway. France will battle Sweden, and Mexico is at home hosting Ecuador. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 741.
Complex of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the northwest. Actually may try to get us here this morning. It's going to weaken a bit as it comes across Lake Ontario, but still a chance of a few showers, maybe a thunder shower. Still may have a few showers, thunder showers in the heat and humidity this afternoon. Low 90s will feel close to the upper 90s with a heat advisory. Tomorrow going to be even hotter, mid-90s, heat index 100 to 105 with some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now we have some sunshine and 70 degrees at 7:42.
All right, we'll do in studio. John Leip is coming in, the 119th Assembly seat Democratic candidate. And Manasseh has some interesting news on the 121st congressional district, and that is kind of big news. It is big news. We'll get to that coming right up. First, though, Hobica's free money question of the day, and it's $250 America 250 week. Davey, for $250, you're looking for caller numero
caller 7.
7. Okay. Cinco, seis, siete. Yeah.
Don't ask me.
Okay. Caller 7 right now, 315-736-0186. Caller 7 at 315-736-0186. 250 on the line. We'll do it next at WIBX.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
This 4th of July, celebrate your freedom from cracked, worn-out driveways with J&L Paving and Seal Coating. For a limited time, save 20% on all new driveway installations now through July 11th. Whether you're upgrading your home's curb appeal or replacing an aging driveway, J&L Paving and Seal Coating delivers quality workmanship built to handle central New York weather year-round. Call J&L Paving and Seal Coating today at 315-537-0048 or visit jlpavingandsealcoating.com. J&L Paving and Seal Coating. Quality paving, lasting results.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. You can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. France is currently trading at over 16% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $590 if they win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TURF to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
I'm all confused.
Why are you confused?
Are we celebrating 100 or 250? I mean, what's going on here?
Celebrating 109 years.
Your news on the 121st Congressional District.
The 21st. The
21st. What am I talking about?
So you're putting ones in, you're
right.
adding twos.
Well, I have a
carry
one.
a 5,
I have
subtract
1.
9.
I have a 1 coming in right now from the Assembly. 119th.
Yes, this is the 119th.
So the 21st Congressional District, that was Constantino versus Smullins. Smullen, what was your take?
So I got this from, and let's see here, wishing Ann all the best, praying every day for her. I got this from Doug Singleton, and Doug did not say, don't attribute this to me, so I will. Doug said, I just received word that Robert Smullen is asking that the Republican National Committee pay off campaign debt and that he be given a federal job in order to vacate the conservative line in November. Now, obviously, in the 21st Congressional District, you have...
So it's you do this or I'm not going to do this.
Right.
If you do this, I'll do this.
Blake Gendabine won on the Democrat side, Constantino won on the Republican side, but
and
there is the possibility of a third candidate.
As he may split the ticket.
Yes.
Very much like what is happening in the 119th, where it's possible that Fusco might stay in. He's not made a decision yet, we're told.
This is Doug's take, and Doug was a big supporter of Smullen. He said, let me make something perfectly clear. I do not believe the Republican Party is in the business of paying ransom.
Okay.
That would set a precedent. Whatever happened, just do the right thing.
One more comment here. Chief Dave Olney, red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors...
Take warning.
Go home.
No?
No, take warning. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I was thinking something different. Yeah, I should have been thinking that. Here we go. Let's go to the free money question of the day. It is Joe in Utica, and it comes from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika at 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. Joe, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
I am ready, Bill.
This is for $250 as we celebrate America's 250th throughout the week. Your question is relevant to that, and here it is. What was the first year America celebrated Independence Day with a fireworks display? Ready, go.
1776.
Was it 1776?
I like to guess.
The problem is, while Independence Day was Independence Day, it was not celebrated as a celebration until its 1-year anniversary, which would have been the next year, and fireworks on the first Independence Day celebration were displayed in 1777. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew yesterday, but it didn't get through.
You were well. Listen, you were. It's either. My thoughts are it was either 1776 or 77. Unfortunately, at 1776, the fireworks were real bombs, as they were.
Yeah.
You know, and the rockets, red glare, all that stuff was real. Okay, Joe. Davey, give him something. We'll find you a retro IBX T-shirt. We're going to get you one of those. Hold on, Joe. Davey's going to take care of you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Good luck, Davey. He said we're out of those shirts. We can't be. I'm sure we've got more.
Well, I didn't get
somewhere
mine
in
yet.
the closet. Right. In studio right now is John Lipe with the 119th Assembly seat, Democratic candidate. And you're in a situation where I would assume really tight into that microphone, if you could please. Your situation would be, listen, if Dan Fusco wants to get in the race, why not, right? I mean, you would encourage him to hop right in there as a conservative.
Well, I'm going to keep that to myself here.
Okay.
You know, Dan Fusco can make his own decisions, and
right.
whatever the Republicans want to do on that side is, everyone can run their own race.
The fact is, a lot of people believe that a conservative in a race with a Democrat and a Republican, the conservative and the Republican would split the vote, and it would be advantage Democrats. So we all know that, but I just thought I'd say it anyway. All right, congratulations on your win. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think a lot of hard work out there. I mean, first of all, let me say that it was honestly a real pleasure to run against Joe Bitar. He's a fantastic guy. We're friends. We just happen to be running for the same seat this go around. So it was a real pleasure to run against him, and I appreciate having his support, going forward into November. As for me, I think a lot of hard work out there. I was knocking on 2,000 plus doors out there, just chatting with folks, which is the best way to get info from people, hear what the real concerns are on the ground. And I think folks responded to my experience, the fact that I've worked for members of Congress in the past, going back, Sherry Boehlert was the first one I worked for back in 2006. Then, of course, I worked for Anthony Brindisi for a time, went down to Washington with him when he was our congressman. I got to be his top staffer on the House Veterans Affairs Committee, and then work with him on a host of other policy issues. And then later on work for Congressman Mannion as his outreach representative for Oneida County.
And you're from here. You're from the Whitestown area?
Yes, I was born in Rome. I grew up in Floyd. Went to Holland Patton. And now my wife and I and our 2 boys live in Whitesboro.
Someone told me that you are probably right now the current, the best election ground game strategist that exists currently today in the Democratic Party locally.
Well, that's very kind to hear.
And that you've helped several candidates, and in this case, you've now helped yourself. How do you respond to that?
Yeah. Well, in the past, I did work when Anthony Brindisi was running for Congress. Like, I was in charge of a lot of his campaign. It was a seat that Donald Trump had won by 16 points. And so in that race in 2018, it took a lot of work, a lot of volunteer effort, getting people out to knock on doors and make phone calls on Anthony's behalf to get him elected. And honestly, that is where campaigns are won and lost. You have to go out
primaries.
You have to go out and actually talk to people.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of experience definitely helped me here, because I understood that, the way you would be able to win a race is people, especially on a local level, like your assembly person. Like, if your member of Congress doesn't knock on your door, people understand that. He's busy. It's a district of 750,000 people.
And there's a good chance it may be an intern or some volunteer that's going to be knocking. But
when you're running for state assembly, that's local enough that people expect to see you. And
two cities and 3 townships basically in this district.
You can get from one side to the other, from East Utica out towards Walmart in Rome in 30 minutes.
Yeah. And you did the work.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Now, obviously, a whole new situation facing Gentile and possibly a third candidate. What are the big issues, though, for you that going forward, you would there are key issues for you that you feel are the issues that are going to get you elected, but it's not about that. It's because they're really, really important to you.
Yeah, and there are issues that I hear from people all the time. Let me tell you, healthcare continues to come up every time I go out and talk to folks. And not just concerns about, we're facing Medicaid cuts next year. That's going to have a big impact on the kind of services that people can get. People getting turned away from going to the emergency room, or the hospital having to eat more costs and not getting reimbursed from the federal government. That's going to be a drain on our area.
Mm-hmm.
But the other things I hear about are, some regulatory issues. The other day, I knocked on a door and had a 25-minute conversation with someone who's a physical therapist who had some feedback about reimbursement rates and what his profession is facing right now and how the state can help on that issue. Talking with nurses.
If I could, you have, whether it be a physical therapist or a doctor or maybe you're just getting an adjustment. They're all complaining about that same thing. And in some cases, they stop accepting insurance because they can't get a decent reimbursement.
Oh, yes. Mental health as well. My wife is a clinical psychologist, and she's licensed in New York State to be able to see clients here. And now she's going through the process of getting impaneled with insurance companies. And every step of the way, it is a huge headache.
Yeah.
Working with the Office of the Professions in New York State was a nightmare. Getting to be able to her to actually get licensed in New York State, and then going on from there, getting impaneled so she can accept insurance. 9 times out of 10, it's easier just to say, I'm not going to take clients who have insurance, and we're just anyone who can pay out of pocket can see me instead.
Manaski.
So I'm going to pull off Lance's question here a little bit and ask, I guess, my own version of a question. Lance and Lee, I don't know if you listen to the show. Lance is anonymous, but he's a frequent contributor to the program. He says, please ask Mr. Leip if he likes being characterized as a progressive. Bill keeps calling him a progressive, and I believe it's going to hamper his campaign. Do you consider yourself to be a progressive candidate?
I consider myself more of a moderate. When it comes to the Democratic Party and the very wide spectrum we apparently have here in New York State, I identify most with the kind of Democrats that we elected in Nida County. I've worked for Republicans and worked for Democrats in Congress. Working for Sherry Boehlert was fantastic, and I learned a lot from him. Likewise, working for Anthony Brindisi. And then when it comes to Democrats around here, I identify with folks like Rob Mashel. He's a great guy. Marianne Buttonshawn. Her and Anthony are the 2 models that I want to work off of when I'm, God willing, if I'm elected to the assembly and I get to serve next year. Those are the kind of tracks I want to follow in.
Can I ask, though, as long as I'm brought into the question, you certainly were backed by the local progressive group.
Yes.
And they're very active. And it's a group you can count on.
Yes,
Clearly,
we've worked together.
did.
We've worked together in the past. Like a lot of them, a lot of our local progressive groups in the area got their real big start in 2018, helping to elect Anthony Brindisi to Congress. Yeah. And so I've been able to just keep a good relationship with those folks, and they've been incredibly supportive, and they helped me a lot in the primary.
What are now some of their issues are going to be in contrast with yours if you're going to legislate if you win as a moderate? How do you deal with that? It's your typical primary problem, though. Both sides have it.
Yeah.
You got to come to the middle for the general election.
Yeah, and come to the middle too well in office. I don't like politicians who say one thing and then do another thing when they're elected. And
happens a lot.
I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum here. Keep that to a minimum here.
All right.
But I think honestly, just listening and just keeping an open dialogue goes a long way with folks. Like the thing that really ticks people off isn't so much, oh, you didn't vote my way on this issue, or you compromised where I would not rather have compromised. But what ticks people off is when you slam the door in their face. And you're like, okay, because of your beliefs, I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm not going to have a meeting with you. I'm not going to give you the time of day. And that's true for the left and the right. For me, I want to have, when I'm in office, I want to have an open door policy that anybody, I don't care if you're the most conservative person in the district or the most liberal person in the district. Like, you're welcome to sit down and chat because I want to hear feedback from you.
One of the issues would be bail reform. If you talk to a progressive Democrat, they would say not enough has been done. If you talk to a moderate Democrat, there's a very good chance they're going to say, you got to pull this back and come more to the middle. Sheriff Mace will be a great example of that, who has lobbied strongly against with the governor against the bail reform that currently exists. How do you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree more with Rob Mashel on this front.
Issue.
Yes. I think that when they originally rolled this out, some of the things like discovery for traffic tickets was a huge headache for the local DA's office and all around the state.
Overloaded them all with paperwork.
Yeah, and they were able to roll that back eventually, but we ended up losing money, and where we had discovery, they even had to have discovery for traffic tickets, which means that the DA's office either had to staff up to an ungodly degree to be able to handle all this paperwork, or have more people plead out and just not pay their traffic tickets or pay a vastly reduced fine. And so the state ended up losing money out of the deal. And like things like that, it just use a little bit of common sense. And honestly, if something has been passed by the legislature and it's not working, don't be afraid to revisit it.
Another area where I think people would say the progressive left pushed hard and actually won is energy related issues. What is your take on the energy situation in New York State, and what would you advocate as far as correcting it?
And please touch on the school bus issue.
Yes. So I think in the budget this year, we made some progress. Like, I have hope for the future. I don't think anyone's sitting here and thinking, okay, 30 years from now, we're still going to be just as reliant on fossil fuels or just as dependent on whatever the heck is happening in the Middle East from day to day.
Yeah.
Like, we're paying more than $4 a gallon for gas, and every day, God
it's
only
coming,
knows what happens.
It's coming, but we're not there yet.
Yeah. And so we're going to be getting off fossil fuels eventually. It's all a matter of how do we implement this smartly and implement this in a way that's not robbing people.
I'm almost out of time. Would you be opposed to allowing the market to decide versus mandate?
I think hand in hand, there's some things that you do want the market to be able to decide, and there's other things where you do need a little push, whether that's tax incentives or things like that. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We are out of time, and I apologize. Hope we can do it again.
Yes.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
we can, and we appreciate it, and congratulations.
Thank you, and everyone stay safe this weekend.
Gonna be hot, no doubt.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
They'll talk, but not to each other. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. U.S. and Iran negotiations resumed today after days of fighting around the Strait of Hormuz put a damper on the deal to open up shipping through there and extend the ceasefire.
We don't want them to have a nuclear weapon, and they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that, in all fairness.
President Trump's envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are in Qatar. An Iranian delegation is also there, but there are no plans for them to meet directly. Qatar's foreign ministry says the American party will discuss ongoing negotiations with senior Qatari officials. Tomorrow, technical teams from the US and Iran will meet separately with mediators. They're trying to flesh out the Memorandum of Understanding signed earlier this month.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The Supreme Court will wrap up its term this morning, deciding the last 4 cases. The 2 most anticipated rulings involve challenges to transgender athletes playing girls and women's sports and birthright citizenship.
Since its ratification following the Civil War, the 14th Amendment has been understood to grant U.S. citizenship to anyone born on American soil. An executive order from President President Trump would end that for children born to parents in the country illegally or temporarily.
It's tremendously destructive. It's extremely costly. I don't know. It's up to them.
The president took the unprecedented step of attending Supreme Court arguments when a challenge to his order was heard in April.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. They keep digging and searching collapsed homes and buildings in Venezuela.
As the death toll from last week's earthquake has now reached over 1,700. Officials say this is the most critical time for survivors who are still trapped under the rubble as rescue crews continue to make their way through damaged cities.
Fox's Carly Shimkus. There is a different search in Monaco. A manhunt for the attacker who tried to blow up a Ukrainian business leader last night. He was injured by the explosive device, and so was a child and a woman whose injuries are considered life-threatening. America's listening to Fox News.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
It is primary day in Colorado, where socialist candidates are challenging Democratic incumbents, Senator John Hickenlooper and Congresswoman Diana DeGette, the day after a court ruling in Colorado that benefits Republicans, striking down a congressional redistricting plan.
The ballot initiatives aim to let voters decide whether to approve mid-decade redistricting in Colorado and new congressional district maps for the 2028 and 2030 elections. If passed, they would help Democrats pick up at least 3 House seats. The Colorado Supreme Court rejecting the measures, finding they violate the state constitution, including one that disregards a requirement for all proposed ballot measures to focus on one issue. Democrat-led redistricting efforts have passed in California, but courts invalidated attempts in Virginia and New York. Democratic leaders have said the push comes after President Trump and Texas Republicans started the trend, redrawing congressional maps to better favor Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
A Catholic church settlement in San Francisco.
The $395 million settlement also requires the Archdiocese to implement a series of child protection and transparency reforms, including creating a list of clergy accused of sexual abuse, and the Archbishop must also write a letter of apology to each survivor. Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone said in a statement he believes the settlement provides a path toward fair compensation for survivors who have borne the weight of this abuse for a lifetime. It comes 3 years after the Archdiocese filed for bankruptcy and will cover about 530 survivors of child sexual abuse. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after a Dow record high. At soccer's World Cup, a big upset. Paraguay knocked out Germany in a shootout to advance to the round of 16. And then last night, Morocco beat and eliminated the Netherlands. Also in a penalty kick shootout, Brazil also KO'd Japan with a 2-1 win. There are 3 more matches today. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Bill, we have some sunshine and a warm start already at 73 degrees. It is 8:05. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. A motorcycle crash causing a portion of Route 49 in Rome to close for a short time yesterday. The afternoon accident happened around 2 o'clock near the ramp to East Dominic Street. A helicopter took one person to the hospital. It is unclear if any other vehicles were involved. Thus far, the condition of that person who was airlifted has not been released. A water main break leading to a temporary boil water advisory for several streets in the city of Oneida. The Oneida DPW and the Madison County Department of Health say the advisory was issued after a break at the intersection of Lenox Ave and Broad Street. The advisory affects portions of Lenox Ave, South Willow Street, Main Street, Washington Ave, West Street, Farrier Ave, West Railroad Street, Lenox Ave, Washington Street, Broad Street, and others. Officials say the advisory is expected to last for 3 days while the water samples there are tested. A graduation ceremony for the Utica School District at the Adirondack Bank Center got a little out of hand over the weekend. Security staff immediately intervened after there was a melee at the facility attempting to physically detain the primary combatants. However, the altercation did continue. As aggressors and staff were on the ground, police say other parties in the crowd began kicking and striking those who were on the ground repeatedly. Ultimately, 3 people were charged. An 18-year-old male and a 19-year-old male faced charges of disorderly conduct. Also, 44-year-old Justin Phillips of Utica is accused of obstructing governmental administration. Police say they are working to continue to identify other individuals involved in the altercation, and they say more charges are pending. Several hundred Oneida County teens taking their first step toward future careers at the Oneida County Summer Youth Employment Program's Work Readiness Day. The program provides kids ages 14 to 18 with real-world work experience. This year, approximately 450 youth will be placed at work sites around the county, beautifying parks and recreation centers, and planting community gardens and helping operate community programs that serve children. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti says the program teaches our young adults the skills they need to succeed in the workplace, but success extends beyond the job. We want our youth to understand that the qualities that drive success at work, responsibility, communication, and commitment, are the same qualities that lead to success in life. And Anthony Constantino is getting a new endorsement in his bid in the 21st Congressional District. He now has the support of fellow Republican and Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman. Blakeman is in a battle for his own as he tries to unseat Governor Kathy Hochul. Constantino will be in a battle this November against Democrat Bruce Blake Gendabine, and the winner will replace Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Bill, right now, sunshine, 73 degrees. Here's your Weather Center forecast.
Complex of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the north-northwest. Actually may try to get us here this morning. It's going to weaken a bit as it comes across Lake Ontario, but still a chance of a few showers, maybe a thunder shower. Still may have a few showers and thunder showers in the heat and humidity this afternoon. Low 90s will feel close to the upper 90s with a heat advisory. Tomorrow going to be even hotter, mid-90s, heat index 100 to 105 with some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, sunshine, 73 at 8:09. From the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, the Yankees lose to the Tigers 7-3. It's now 5 straight losses for the Yankees. They continue their 3-game series tonight. Ryan Weathers was tagged with a loss last night, allowing 5 runs, just 2 earned, though, on 7 hits and a walk. The Mets came up short. Big surprise in their opener against the Blue Jays. 2-1 the final in Toronto. Sean Manaea took the loss. The Mets have now lost 9 out of 10 games. That series in Toronto continues tonight. The Trailblazers taking a chance on an explosive NBA talent. ESPN says the team has acquired Ja Morant from the Grizzlies in exchange for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. I think Jeremy Grant played for Syracuse, didn't he? Smitty? No? No comment there from Uncle Smitty. Morant averaged 19.5 points in just 20 games this past season. The second overall pick in the 2019 draft is suited up for just 79 games in the past 3 years due to injuries and off-the-court issues. The NBA champions, the Knicks that is, are signing guard Landry Shamet to a 4-year deal worth $24 million. The 29-year-old was set to become an unrestricted free agent. He spent the past 2 years with the Knicks, averaging just over 7 points in 101 regular season games. Smitty, Jeremy Grant, was he Syracuse or Duke? It was a Syracuse.
Hang on a second. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Jeremy Grant. He was part of the trade for Ja Morant. Ja Morant is now a member of the Trailblazers. But didn't Jeremy Grant play for the Orange?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. And then did his other brother play for Duke or something,
Yes,
right?
he did.
That's correct.
I think Jeremy Grant was on the one of the runs that Syracuse made to the Sweet 16. I don't believe he wasn't on the 03 national championship team, but he did play for Syracuse.
And at the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, a couple of upsets. Some would say it's an upset. Some would say they were favored. Paraguay knocking Germany out from the round of 16, and Morocco also knocking the Netherlands out. Those were two teams expected at least to make runs in this FIFA World Cup. United States plays tomorrow.
What time is that game tomorrow?
I want to say 3.
No, 8 o'clock against Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Stupid. You got to say no, stupid. I mean, just to make it work.
No, stupid. 8 o'clock.
Thanks, buddy.
8 o'clock tomorrow night.
So there might be a big party at 72 with the Bosnia-Herzegovina part.
Right.
Remember last week when we were at Babes, they were all tooting the horns and going down Genesee Street, waving the flag?
Oh, that was the Bosnians.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
What do you mean they, Smitty?
Because they had won, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I did not realize that.
Yeah,
while they were singing the national anthem, these trucks went by and people in the back I did not see what the flag was.
It was the Bosnian flag.
It was the Bosnian flag. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so the United States will take on Bosnia. So if you're a Bosnian who came to East Utica for a new shot, are you rooting for Bosnia or are you rooting for the United States?
I don't know. I don't know.
8 o'clock tomorrow. You were correct, Smith.
Okay. We have a lot to do this hour. Amanda Powers is the Director of Communications with the new Farm Bureau. Is that right, Davey?
The New York State Farm Bureau.
New York State Farm Bureau, which is not new, by the way.
My mistake.
Okay. I'll read whatever you put up here. Drop a few F-bombs in here. I'll just read them.
Yeah.
Cost of the 4th of July cookout has increased due to inflation. It really has. And then later in the hour, we're going to speak with gubernatorial candidate on the Republican side, challenging Governor Kathy Hochul. Bruce Blakeman is coming up in a few minutes. We'll speak with him, who has just endorsed Anthony Constantino.
Yeah, you know what? I hate to say this, but I have to be honest here, and I do pay attention to this stuff. The biggest news story associated with Bruce Blakeman, again, he is a significant underdog in this race for governor, and he needs to be putting ideas and things out there that will turn people's heads and make them say, hey, I want to vote for this guy. You know, they always say the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know, and I think that's where we're at with both parties in a lot of cases. But the biggest story attached to him over the past 2 weeks, I think, is that he's endorsing some other guy to run for Congress, and that being Anthony Constantino. So we'll ask Bruce Blakeman when he comes on, what are you doing to turn heads or to get some attention? Because I have not seen a lot. This is the biggest story I've seen affiliated with him in the last 2 weeks, and it's him endorsing some other guy.
He did have a story. He was on a podcast. I'll have to look it up, but there was a bit of a controversial story that he got caught up in. But other than that,
good
you're
controversy
right.
Or bad
depends
controversy?
on where you are. It depends on where you are on the issues. And then you have Lance peppering away. And
Lance. Here we go. Lance
who doesn't get up until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Has issues with you, by the way.
Yeah, always.
Please ask Mr. Leip. Okay, thank you. So was Bill purposely trying to sabotage his primary campaign? He's talking about John Leip, essentially saying that you were trying to position him as a progressive in the primary campaign.
Number one, we knew very little about John Leip because we only had him on once, and that was in the very beginning. The one thing I did know is that he was backed, and he talked about that here when I asked him about it. He was backed by the progressives. I was curious to find out, does that mean that he will champion the progressive issues that are out there today, or not? And he said he feels he's more of a moderate, as you might have heard last hour. What Lance is trying to imply is that because I did commercials for BTAR, that I was trying to by going down that road of progressives saying that he would be considered at this point the progressive candidate, that I was trying to help the person that I was working with. Think about this for a second. Clearly the progressive movement, not only here but across the country, especially in Democratic primaries, is extremely powerful. And they are upsetting races all over. So by saying that, I wasn't there. I didn't think in a Democratic primary that would mean, oh, that's going to be bad for LIPE, and it turns out it wasn't. It was just I knew the progressive movement was well behind and active, very, very active, and they do get out there vote. It wasn't a big turnout in the Democratic primary, but they got almost 250 or something more votes than Bitar did.
React to this as well. Did you? No, I didn't get scolded for asking the question. He said, "Funny the bill."
Scolded for asking my question?
No.
What does that mean?
Well, because I asked the question.
Have we ever even had? Have we ever had a scolding? I don't think that's not the relationship that we have.
Correct.
Have we scolded at each other? Maybe
have we yelled
at
each other? Yes.
Maybe three times since we worked together. But as for me telling Jeff what he can and cannot say, boy, that would take a lot of planning.
Funny that Bill did not mention that progressive groups that also backed Bitar, he must have forgotten those. Well, but I think the point you were making was...
I did not see. If there were progressive groups that were backing Bitar, I knew nothing about that. I was very limited in my participation in the Bitar campaign. I produced 2 TV commercials and 2 radio commercials.
Let's see.
I was not a part of any strategy or anything like that. Lance, you're barking up a tree that there's really nothing there.
Yeah. Let's see. Tony Baloney says, no Oneida County voters trust Utica politicians. Even Brindisi lost twice to Tenney. Any thought on that? I'm just plucking them here as I'm scrolling.
What was that again?
He says, no Oneida County voters trust Utica politicians.
I don't know. First of all, I thought that Anthony Brindisi became a very popular candidate. And it was a very interesting race between Tenney and Brindisi.
Yeah.
And but I think that very interestingly, in this race with Bitar and LIPE, I think Rome played a big part. I think there's a Rome versus Utica. And, there were some, if you looked at the numbers, there were some areas in Utica where Bitar had some issues. And I think that can be attributed to that progressive movement. But in Rome, they came out for LIPE, not in big numbers, but in a big margin. Yeah.
Also, we talked to Cynthia Rogers last night, Cynthia Rogers-Witt, when Ann from Rome was in here. Kevin in Utica says, I have been building the Crescent Hotel since Labor Day, and twice a day I play Blackman Corners Roulette. It's a very dangerous intersection.
Talking about that intersection where the motorcycle accident was. Very bad. I want to go, before we break, to Amanda Power. She's the Director of Communications for the New York State Farm Bureau. And what's your cookout going to cost you this year when you cook out for the 4th of July? It's probably going to be a little bit more. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So we are looking at, especially when it comes to the price of beef, things are more expensive.
That is true. A lot of products for the 4th of July are up this year over last year, particularly here in New York. Beef, we've got 2 pounds of ground beef averaging $13.10, and that's up 23% from last year.
Yeah, that's one. We have a good connection with our farming community here, and that one doesn't surprise us, I don't think, at all, because we've been warned that beef prices have been on the rise and the reasons as to why that's going up. But what are the other things other than beef,
though?
Yeah, that are jacked up.
Well, across the board, certain things are about the same as they were last year, just moderate increases. For example, hamburger buns are only up 4%, but we've got chicken breasts are up fairly dramatically at almost 50%. Now, of course, these prices, wax and wane at the grocery store, so it's on any given day it could be different. But there's a number of reasons for that as well. We have labor shortages. We've got feed costs going up quite a bit for chickens. Avian flu is not so much of an issue right now, but the industry is still recovering from that. And then in general, we have demand outpacing supply, so that's going to jack up your prices in the grocery store.
What do you? I notice in New York, beef is the beef. We talk about beef. Beef is. I don't know if you realize this, Amanda, but beef is what's for dinner. I just have to say, I feel bad for the chicken farmers. You don't often in our area hear about the chicken farmers.
Well, the chicken farmers are have just as many challenges as beef. It's just obviously a different animal, literally. But the chicken farmers are dealing with any number of, as I mentioned, we have the supply situation going on. Now, fortunately, I'm sure you've noticed the prices of eggs are down dramatically, and that is because avian flu has been controlled.
Are you worried about this decision that was made to allow some of the Mexican cattle and Mexican beef into the United States, and now there is an outbreak of the screw worm in Texas? Does that worry you?
Well, of course, screwworm and any kind of infestation like that is worrisome, but not to worry about our import situation. We have some of the toughest food safety laws in the nation, in the world, actually. Yeah. So I wouldn't be. Of course, it's concerning, but it's not to say that anything is just coming in, without being checked. Even more so now, the regulations are getting stiffer, if anything.
Your thoughts on the fact that we're in the midst of a Chobani explosion here in the Utica-Rome area?
Well, it's certainly a shot in the arm for the Utica-Rome area. We're pretty excited about it. Chobani's it's gonna create a lot of jobs. It's totally a boost for the dairy industry for the entire state. It's a very popular brand, I'm sure you know. So it's a real win for New York.
Have you done an investigation into Grandma Brown's beans? Because I got to tell you, I'm noticing on your list here. On your list is pork and beans. So I'm bringing it up only because it is a staple when it comes to a summer barbecue. But the baked beans from Grandma Brown's out near Syracuse. What in the hell is going on here? People are just at their wits' end. They can't find them anywhere, and there seems to be no production going on.
That sounds like a possible July 4th panic situation. But when you bring up pork and beans, that's kind of interesting because that was a tough one for New York. The quote unquote can of pork and beans is not as common here as it is down south. So This is an American Farm Bureau survey. So that one was kind of a wash, if you ask me. It's not something we generally often see at a 4th of July.
Well, I will only tell you this, that my wife's father celebrates his birthday on Christmas Eve every year, and we are required to bring, actually it's a gift from my wife based on tradition, we bring hot dogs and Campbell's pork and beans. It's his favorite go-to dish.
That's awesome.
And he's from Western New York, so.
That's a great tradition. I love it.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else?
I just want to ask about some fruits and veggies. Watermelon, corn, strawberries. Where are they compared to last year?
I do not have the watermelon and corn situation here. That wasn't part of our survey, but the strawberries are pretty even. They're only up 3% here in New York, as opposed to a little over 12% nationwide. So we're doing well with the strawberries.
And as long as he's going down the vegetable road, I would ask you, when I was working in Rhode Island, they called it native corn. Native corn is sweet corn, what we call here. In every corner in upstate New York, you'll find sweet corn. And even the people from downstate love it when you come down and bring a bag, maybe a couple dozen sweet corn that they can enjoy. How big is that market here as opposed to the rest of the country when corn in New York?
It's huge. It's huge in New York. Huge market. And again, the data on that is sort of to be determined only because obviously it's not peak corn season yet. I've spoken to some farmers who say it looks pretty good right now. We did deal with some drought situations, and of course we had some rainy situations. Right now we're dealing with a terrible heat wave this week, as you all know. The corn is looking pretty good. But corn in New York, the sweet corn, is a competitive sport, we like to call it. I mean, everyone has their own secret place where they swear.
You are correct.
And there's
It's
a sweet.
competitive
There is
sport.
a.
I like that.
And depending on the weather, it can be extremely sweet. Like you'll hear people say, "This is the sweetest sweet corn I think I've ever had." And then some years maybe not so good. But you're right. You find that perfect location and you go after it. And then finally, I would ask you, if I could, your thoughts on or the Farm Bureau's position on farmers markets and being able to. We, for instance, purchase our beef from a local farm, and I have a huge supply currently of ground beef. Do you suggest that people buy directly from their local farmers?
Well, whenever possible, it's always a great idea to support your local farmers. And, there's plenty of farmers markets that do carry beef from farmers markets all over the state, some of which is fresh at the market, some of which is frozen. It's a great idea to pick it up frozen. And, that was going to be one of my tips for your listeners.
Okay.
If you find a sale on something like that, whether it's at a farmer's market or at the grocery store, freeze it in advance and use it later. Right now, we're probably close enough to use it fresh. But if you find a great deal on something, buy it. Buy 2 or 3 packages and freeze it when you can.
All right, Amanda, we appreciate it. Amanda Powers with the New York Farm Bureau. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great day.
Corn on the cob reminds me of my favorite colonels, like Colonel George Washington, the second best president in U.S. history, second only to Donald J. Trump.
That is true. That is true. You've got that down. The Grandma Brown beans thing, though, really, what is going on?
Yeah, what did they shut down the factory for a weekend?
Yeah.
What happened?
No, they've shut it down
completely.
Since COVID, they haven't been able to get employees, and Grandma was like, "I can't keep doing this." And seriously, where are they located, Davey? Where is that? Where is it? It's out near Syracuse somewhere.
I believe Fulton.
Okay.
Well, I tried calling up there like a month ago, and
no
I just
answer.
got an answer machine.
Answer. I think maybe what happened is Trump came in and took all the foreigners out. They were the ones mixing up the beans.
Oh, maybe.
It's possible. She just cannot. She says she cannot get employees. Now, there was a time about a year ago where they had said...
So, did she say that she can't get employees, or she can't get employees to work for less than minimum wage?
Okay, maybe that's the problem. She had it all worked out, and then it got screwed up. They were coming back. They were reopening and going to start reproducing Grandma Brown's beans, and... then it just kind of fizzled away.
The actual plant is in Mexico.
New
York, which is just outside Syracuse, heading up 81 between Fulton and Oswego.
Yeah. Well, give them another try, Davey. What's their phone number?
I don't have it with me.
It's not right there on the
hang
thing?
on, let me see.
Because it might be right there. If it is, I would love to give it one quick try to see where they stand.
I'll give it to you.
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. I'll find it.
Oh, you don't have it now?
No.
We'll hit it on the other end of the break. Let's call and see if they answer. They might answer. And they might be like, yeah, it's funny you called.
Okay, here it is.
We just hired 30 people.
Here it is.
Okay.
315.
Okay.
Local area call.
963 7221.
7221? All right. You get ready to pick it up, okay? If they answer. If it's an answer machine, I think we can play it. Get ready, Davey. Do I ask for Grandma? What's Grandma's name? Do we know it? We don't know. Brown.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, we're calling from WIBX in Utica. We're still getting a lot of requests for Grandma Brown's beans here, and we're wondering what the status is. Also, here at the radio station, we offer a very unique program where we help companies in the area hire people.
Yes.
All of our stations collectively will start promoting jobs start at such and such a rate, et cetera, et cetera. We have some real success stories where I got to tell you, I think we've loaded people up, these companies up, loaded them up. Some people say they've never seen so many employees come forward. So if that's what you need, we might be able to help. But if you're ready to start distributing again, I'd love to be able to pass that on to our audience. Please call Davey, D-A-V-I-D, David, David Smith. Call him at WIBX 315-736-0186. We are looking forward to hearing back from you. Goodbye now. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if we hear back. It is 8:31. News coming right up at WIBX.
Don't risk losing the news, sports, and weather that AM radio delivers. When cell and internet service fail, AM is your lifeline. With time running out, your voice matters. Text AM to 39179 and tell Congress, vote yes on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text stop to stop. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
There's never been a better time to buy the commercial mower that has your back, Ferris. For a limited time, your Ferris dealer, Clinton Tractor, has the best financing offers of the year. Choose the offer that works best for you, 36 or 60 months. There are even options to skip payments when work is slow. It's never been easier to buy a Ferris. So visit Clinton Tractor today on Meadow Street in Clinton. Ferris, experience suspension, all loans subject to credit approval.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-885-2929. That's 800-885-2929. 800-885-2929.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Is your business the best at what you do? Then you should be a Central New York's Industry Ace. Our Industry Aces are made up of the best businesses in the region, and will help you tell your story to thousands of consumers in the Mohawk Valley. With a combination of on-air and online testimonial commercials, along with targeted social media ads that are guaranteed to reach the consumers you want to be talking to. And best of all, these messages are coming directly from you. Interested in learning more? Contact Megan Powers at 315-768-9500.
Weekdays at 3, stay informed and get fired up with me, Sean Hannity, right here on WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. Get the latest headlines, bold opinions, in-depth interviews, and cut through all the noise. Then don't miss the best of Hannity every Saturday, your chance to catch the biggest moments of the week all in one place. That's Sean Hannity, weekdays at 3 and Saturdays right here on WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
Bill, as I've said many times before, the best free entertainment in the area is Utica Common Council meetings. But the runner-up is the comment section on your YouTube live stream.
No doubt. It is like, man, oh man.
We'll get to that in a second. Right now we have sunshine, 74 degrees. Good morning. It is 8:36. We're just hours away from the Supreme Court handing down a couple of landmark decisions. The High Court is due to rule on a challenge to President Trump's executive order limiting birthright citizenship to children with at least one parent with citizenship or permanent legal status. The justices are also weighing the legality of states banning transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's school sports. Delegations from the U.S. and Iran are expected to meet in Qatar today. President Trump posting on Truth Social that Iran had requested a meeting after the latest round of military skirmishes in the region. Over the weekend, Iran targeted U.S. allies across the Persian Gulf and again claimed it had control over the Strait of Hormuz. Control of the critical maritime route has been among the biggest challenges to the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the two countries. Trump, meanwhile, says he's unsure if he'll sign the bipartisan housing bill. The housing bill is an attempt to address housing shortages and affordability. It's sitting on the president's desk after being passed in the House and Senate last week. President Trump, though, has held up its passage, pushing Republicans to kill the filibuster and instead pass his Save America voter ID bill first. Trump said everything is a yawn compared to passing his Save America Act. Investigators still trying to identify suspects after a weekend fire that damaged the Virginia Task Force 1 training facility in Fairfax County. The renowned urban search and rescue group is currently in Venezuela assisting with disaster recovery following last week's deadly earthquakes. And the Archdiocese of San Francisco will pay out hundreds of millions of dollars to victims of clergy sex abuse. Church leaders announced Monday the Archdiocese has reached a $395 million settlement with over 500 abuse survivors. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:38.
Complex of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the northwest. Actually may try to get us here this morning. It's going to weaken a bit as it comes across Lake Ontario, but still a chance of a few showers, maybe a thunder shower. Still may have a few showers, thunder showers in the heat and humidity this afternoon. Low 90s will feel close to the upper 90s with a heat advisory. Tomorrow going to be even hotter, mid-90s, heat index 100 to 105 with some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Some sunshine in 74. Bill, it's 8:39.
All right, before we do any of the comments, I want to, first of all, I have an update on Grandma Brown's beans. WSYR TV in Syracuse did an interview with Sandra Brown. She is now the owner. Lulu was Grandma Brown.
Okay.
And Sandra Brown.
This is Aunt Brown?
Yeah.
This is Aunt Brown.
It is, yeah. She actually returned the phone call to them. I hate to say that the last communication was in 2024. She said she needs 14 plant workers, and some of those will need training through Cornell University to learn the thermal processing for canning so the baked beans keep their shelf life. She said finding the right workforce in a rural area like Mexico, New York, has been very challenging. According to the reporter here, she was pleasant throughout the phone conversation, but when they persisted, when does she think they'll be up and running and canning Grandma Brown's beans again, she seemed to get a little irritated and said, I've got to get off the phone. I have several people to talk to and deal with other matters, and ultimately hung up. At this point, there has been no additional communication with the Browns.
Okay, so essentially that article is indicating that when they were pressed, she was pressed for more specifics. She was kind of like, I'm busy, I have to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
The mayor of Mexico, New York, that said the ball is in Brown's court. The community there has offered, the government there has offered assistance but the ball is in Ms. Brown's court.
Okay.
Grandma Brown is going to be up to her.
Well, Auntie Brown.
Auntie Brown, yeah. On the line right now is Bruce Blakeman. He is, of course, the gubernatorial candidate for governor in New York State. And good morning, Bruce. Thanks so much for coming on.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Have you ever had Grandma Brown beans?
I can't say I have.
Yeah. Big up here.
Yeah, I'm with Bruce
beans.
Blakeman, though. I
Oh,
can't
you've never
say
had
that I
them?
ever have. I mean, maybe I have.
Now, what makes Grandma Brown's beans better than any other beans?
They don't wash their hands. That's one of the rules. That's
They
not true.
sprinkle a little dirt in? Is that what it is?
That's the thing. You know, this whole thing about soap, I mean, all it does is open the door for more viruses to come in. No, that's not true. I'm greatly apologizing. That is not true.
The thing that makes them special, though, is you can't find them anymore because
That is
apparently
exactly
they don't make
right.
them anymore.
I don't know. It's just the brand that everybody used to make baked beans for 4th of July picnics and that sort of thing. It's the brand everybody used up here versus the one with the dog. What's the
No
national?
idea.
There are national brands you can get, nonetheless. You know who knows all about it? You have to ask him next time you talk to him. Is Anthony Constantino? I see you've endorsed him.
Yes, Anthony won the primary. He had a solid victory, and my focus is on winning the governor's race, but also making sure that our down-ballot candidates in the Republican Party win as well, whether it be Attorney General with Sarita Comadoretti or Comptroller with Joe Hernandez, or members of Congress, state Senate, Assembly, and local races. I think we need a full red wave throughout New York to change the culture of the state that is going in the wrong direction. We're in a death spiral right now under Kathy Hochul and Zohran Mandami, and we need all of our candidates to be successful. So the 21st Congressional District is very important. And the one thing that's important to me is keeping the majority in the Congress, because I think it's incredibly important, not only to America, but to New York State.
What do you, would you agree that one of the greatest gifts to Republicans in New York, and really Republicans around the country, one of the greatest gifts is Mandami and other progressive candidates who have actually done very well in their primaries?
Well, it's very complicated. Yes, it gives us a lot of issues to talk about, and it just highlights how crazy the Democratic Party is getting. So from a political standpoint, it sharpens the issues for sure, but these people are dangerous. They are anti-American. They don't share our values. They certainly don't share the values of my parents and my grandparents, and I'm sure yours and the people listening out there as well. So, they would be funny people because they're so weird if, in fact, they weren't so dangerous. They want to take people's property away. They want to tax people into oblivion. They want to let our prisons go. They want to open our prison doors and let all the prisoners go free. They want to defund the police department. This is serious business, and that's what this election is about. It's about the direction of New York State, and it's about the direction of America.
Well, I'm saying I wouldn't say that none of those candidates have those beliefs. It's kind of a broad approach to where they all stand, but we'll leave it at that. One of those candidates in the New York area is Jewish, and you have received some criticism from comments that you made about him that basically said that if he was back there during the Holocaust, he probably would have been a guard at a concentration camp. Did you go a little too far there? Your thoughts on that?
Well, Brad Lander is a despicable human being. Brad Lander will do anything or say anything to get elected. If he's not someone who would be a prison guard, he certainly would have been a collaborator. Look, I'm Jewish, okay? Brad Lander's Jewish. When he gets up on stage with people who share views that want to exterminate the Jewish people in Israel, that support anti-Semitism in our country, and he stands there with them, that gives legitimacy to the crazy and despicable things they're saying.
Yeah.
And he has a responsibility not to stand on stage with them, not to do television commercials with them, to speak out against them, and he refuses to do that. So, yes, I stand by what I said. I have no problem with what I said, and I think most people feel the same way.
All right.
Bruce, with all due respect, I said this earlier in the program, and I think it's only fair that I say it to you and let you defend it. I think the biggest headline I've seen with your name on it in the past month is that you're endorsing another candidate, Anthony Constantino, and that's not a good thing for Republicans.
Well, you're not paying attention then, because basically we've gotten tremendous coverage over my 100-day plan, which includes a tax break for middle-class people. It would be the biggest middle-class tax cut in the history of New York. First $50,000 for single filers would be exempt from state tax, $100,000 for joint filers. I also rolled out what I believe is a way that we will definitely cut utility bill costs in half by ending the green energy scam of Kathy Hochul, where she takes money from your bill payments on your electric bill each and every month, puts them into a fund, and invests in science projects with people who contribute to her campaign, like putting solar farms on rich farmland in upstate New York where there's snow on the ground and snow covering these solar panels for 4, 5, 6 months out of the year. That ends when I become governor. In addition, I have said that I will open the Marcellus Shale. We will extract that natural gas. It's one of the largest natural gas reserves in the world. And we are now buying our gas from the same reserve from Pennsylvania, which is absolutely bizarre. We're paying Pennsylvania for gas that we have here in New York because Kathy Hochul stubbornly is wedded to the green energy scam because she gets millions of dollars in contributions from people that support that scam. I can cut your electric bills in half when I become governor. In addition, I have said that I will fund our police departments, not defund them, and that I would support our corrections officers who are living under terrible conditions where the prisoners are now running the prisons. So we've been making a lot of headlines. It's not just my endorsement of Constantino. And by the way, I have said, and I've been consistent all along, that I would endorse the winner of that primary. Look, Smolin is a great guy, but the fact of the matter is he lost the primary. Now we have to bring unity to our party, something that Republicans have to learn to do in order to win elections, especially in a state like New York. And we have to rally around Constantino to make sure that we get that Republican vote in Congress.
You are calling on, I would assume, Smolin as well to step down, not pursue the conservative line, which he already has?
I don't tell people what to do. Basically, what I'm saying is I am now endorsing Constantino, and I am encouraging everybody to rally around him. And Bob Smolin's going to have to make up his own mind as to what he wants to do. But let's look at the big picture, okay? Forget about everything else. Do you want Hakeem Jeffries as speaker or you want Mike Johnson as speaker? That's the bottom line for me. You know, I'm not just a politician. I was in business. And in business, you always look at the bottom line. How does this affect the way that you are operating? And we can't operate this country in a way that I deem is beneficial with Hakeem Jeffries as speaker.
I wanted to ask you. You talk about the Democrats being socialist, and that is the current talking point for Republicans and conservative talk show hosts, no doubt, right now, is basically project all Democrats as socialists or tolerant of socialists. I got to tell you though, in the race between Constantino and Jen DeBean, it is a little different. I mean, it's a lot different. We've interviewed Jen DeBean several times and grilled him on topics. And I got to say, when you're done with the interview, if you go back and listen to our interviews, you might as well, it seems like you could be listening to an interview with a moderate Republican. I don't see any of those socialist values in this upstate New York farmer. Yet,
listen, don't be fooled.
Well,
don't be
but
fooled.
let me finish.
They all say that.
Yeah.
They all say that. We have a congressman here in my county, Tom Swazi, Democrat, talks like a Republican, but has 100% voting record with Joe Biden. Yeah. They all say that to get elected.
I understand.
Then when they get elected, they toe the party line. Here's what you got to ask him. Just one question. Are you going to vote for Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker? Just ask him that.
Okay, I promise you I will ask that question. But to finish, a lot of political strategists, including most of the chairmen of rural Republican parties in upstate New York, felt that there is no way that Constantino can beat Gendabine because he's too extreme. Why is it okay for him to be too extreme, but not okay for and you're saying the Democrat is clearly lying. And every story you read, and I know you've read these stories, whether it's Politico or wherever, and conservative outlets as well, say that this is now, the 21st Congressional District is now a race that is, it should not be a race, but with Constantino winning, it makes it a race. Your thoughts?
Oh, it's a race. It's a race that we have to win for America. Right. It's a race that we have to win for New York. Look, we have seen, look at Mikey Sherrill, the governor of New Jersey. She talked like a moderate during the campaign. She is now in second, well, maybe third place behind Kathy Hochul, Gavin Newsom, as one of the most liberal, woke governors in the United States of America. She ran as a moderate.
In fairness, though, in fairness, look at this district, though, the one we're talking about, the 21st. Some of the things that came out of the mouth of Anthony Constantino, and whether it be his rap songs or the things that the vile things he said about Robert Smullen, you support those things? You that's okay?
Look, I don't support people saying vile things against other people, but I do think that politics is a full contact sport, okay? And you don't get into politics unless you got thick skin, or you're not going to survive very long. Right. And people say a lot of different things. They've said them against me. The fact of the matter is I'm a bottom line person, all right? And I think most people are bottom line people.
I'll ask you one.
What party do you want in control of Congress? You want the Republican Party or you want the Democratic Party? I believe that the voters in the 21st are going to want a Republican in that seat.
All right. I was going to make a Constantino, give you a Constantino question about Auschwitz, but I won't go there. I wonder where he would have been. He's Italian, but where would he have been when he saw the Jews being loaded into those trains and headed off to extermination? But I won't go there. But at the end of the day, that's your race. I think it's going to be a more competitive race than you might be saying, and I don't see.
Well, no, I think it's going to be competitive. I think it'll be a competitive race.
Yeah. And in a district that probably shouldn't be competitive.
It's a race that Republicans need to win.
All right. Last thing, though, that I want to get to. The latest polling still shows you have a lot of work to do when it comes to name recognition. The governor is still kind of lingering there when it comes to approval. But, we're going into July. You still have a lot of time. I'm now starting to see your commercials begin to surface. This seems to be an open slate for you right now.
Well, it is. Listen, you guys are smart guys, okay? Don't take that poll at face value. That's the Siena poll that always underpolls Republicans, overpolls Democrats. It overpolls urban areas, underpolls suburban and rural areas. Take a close look at their polling methodology, okay? Why is it that internal polls that I have and that other people have me within single digits, and that poll has me far behind? it's not an accurate poll. It's meant to frustrate my fundraising efforts and my momentum because they know I'm going to win.
Well, to be honest, I don't. If I could, I don't think that's fair with Sienna. I think they're a very reputable poll. However,
no, they're not.
In the poll, listen to me.
Who funds Sienna poll? Who funds the Sienna poll?
In the
state of New York. Who's the head of the state of New York?
I understand. In the poll, it showed
who sponsored this poll?
In the
Newsday.
poll,
they're suing me.
In the poll, it says the numbers for her are strong in the city and are horrific upstate. I got to tell you, pretty logical to me. I feel like that's pretty accurate. You do far better upstate.
Worse upstate. It's even worse upstate.
You think it's worse than?
Listen, I've been traveling all over upstate New York, in every nook and cranny of upstate New York. I've yet to meet one person that's happy under Kathy Hochul. So not only are we going to do incredibly well in the rural areas, we're going to win the suburbs of Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, Utica, Rome, Binghamton, Albany. We're going to win those suburbs back that used to be Republican areas that are now purple. So we're going to do very well there. We're going to cut into the urban vote upstate New York. I'm going to do incredibly well on Long Island, and I will get the votes I need to win the election from Westchester and from New York City because people are fed up with Kathy Hochul. We are the most overtaxed state, number one in taxation. Our electric bills are 70% higher than the national average. 70%. People are unhappy.
Yeah.
She has made our state unaffordable, and she's giving $8.5 billion of our taxpayer money to illegal migrants who've been here for 15 minutes. They're not New Yorkers. We're giving our money to people who just got here. It's not right.
I want to go back to the part about the clean slate. You really have a great opportunity for growth based on the polling, based on people that we talk to who really haven't gotten to know you yet. That is a big door to be able to go through.
Well, yeah, listen, there's tremendous opportunity out there. One thing I will admit is that people don't know me that well as of yet. They will by election day.
All right.
I will admit that we have a lot of work to do, but I've taken one day off in the last 3 months. I took Father's Day off to be with my children, but other than that, I don't take any days off.
Yeah.
I don't take any time off. And the fact is, I'm on a mission to save this state. And I'm not like a typical Republican. I'm a street fighter. And we're gonna do what we need to do to win this election. And when people know my positions and where I stand for American values, for the Judeo-Christian work ethic, for loving our state and our country, and for creating prosperity and jobs and a better way of life for people. People are yearning for that, especially in upstate New York. When I go to some of these communities that are dirt poor, it doesn't have to be that way. Kathy Hochul has ignored those communities. She has given $5.5 billion to Zoran Mandami to bail out New York without any conditions, without any strings attached.
I hate to do this, but we're coming up on a news break, and it's going to cut us off. But
you can tell I'm passionate.
I hope you don't take. I like sparring with you because I think it's good. It's good for the process. I do support you, and I appreciate.
Listen, I love sparring with you guys.
I enjoy it. We're out of time. Let's do it again soon, Bruce. Thank you so much.
Take care. God bless you all. Happy 4th. Happy
From the WIBX Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
They have 4 cases left to decide. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and the Supreme Court will give us those rulings next hour and wrap up this term. The most anticipated one involves birthright citizenship, so important to the president, he made history attending the hearing on the case. challenging the Trump executive order to prevent babies born in the U.S. with parents illegally here from becoming Americans.
There's a lot of discussion about the fact that there are billions of people around the world who could be one flight away from coming here and having a child that would then automatically have citizenship. There was discussion of birth tourism. But even amidst all of that, Chief Justice Roberts at one point during the argument said the world may have changed, but the Constitution hasn't. Listen, by reading the tea leaves, we think, and it's just an educated guess, that he's writing the opinion. We will know shortly.